What are we talking about today, Mina?
This clay pot.
Alright, so when you get one of these, we're going to share with you 2 main tips on how to get them to cook faster.
Mm-hmm.
This is an extra large pot, the biggest one that they have.
Yep.
I don't have a diffuser on right now. I don't do it without a diffuser. I just don't need it right now. When you get one of these, they can take a while to cook if you're using an electric stove, at least for us. So I'm going to tell you how my wife and I get this to cook much faster. So the first thing that we do, our sink is full. I'm not going to demonstrate it. My wife just made a salad. So we turn the hot water on. First of all, I mean, when I had these and you came over for the first time, what did you say? What was your first reaction?
Wait, you mean like the very first one?
Mm-hmm.
What was my first? I can't remember. I had way too many questions in my head. I can't remember which one.
But then when you started cooking with it, what was your first comment?
Well, the flavors are just out of this world, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like the actual cooking process. I know the flavors were great.
Well, the first time
it
takes long.
So, especially when you're breaking them in. But
yes.
She was used to cooking on high,
Quick.
Destroying nutrients in a stainless
Excuse you,
steel
not
pot.
on high, medium.
No, whatever. And so she was asking me, like, why do they take so long? And they didn't really. I was still new to it myself, so I was being very careful with them.
Very.
But you know, one thing you can do is you break them in. The longer and more often you use them, the better they get. The faster they cook. But still, even with that break-in process, you can do this. You can take this pot to the sink and turn on the hot water, let it get all the way hot, and put water in this. Now, personally, we fill these all the way up to the top with as hot a water as we can get out of the sink. And what that does is it raises the temperature of the walls of the clay and the bottom, and it also gets it moist, which makes it conduct heat better through the walls. I know MEC will recommend that you only do an inch or 2 in the bottom, because it's really all that's necessary is to get like this much and down. And that's true. And I'm all about conserving water, but honestly, Mina, what's our water like here where we live? Don't say where we live, just tell what's our water like. Is it good for humans?
No.
So if we actually had some real water that didn't have any bad memories in it and wasn't filled with pharmaceuticals and had fluorides and chloramines and stuff in it, and we harvested it ourselves, we'd be on par with that thing. We do have a Berkey, and we do go to the spring to get water.
And mineral wells.
It just doesn't, we don't regard the water here. Maybe we're first world spoiled, but I don't think anybody should be using that kind of water. So, long story short, we fill it all the way to the top. You don't have to fill it past here if you don't want to. And you can reuse the water. But the initial thermal mass of getting room temperature to like warm is a lot. You know, it's logarithmic or whatever equation they describe it as. But that is a bulk of having to heat up. So we do that, rinse it out, get it on the stove on top of a Simmermat. Do not use this on an electric stove without a Simmermat. We get some food and whatever in there, and then we use an electric kettle like this, or this is what I use for tea, something like this, and we heat the water up to near boiling, or we let it boil and cool off. You don't want to overboil water because it depletes the oxygen in it. So we get it close, and then we pour it in there in a way that doesn't shock the food or sap nutrients or anything, but still warms it up even further. And once this is broken in, you've done it in the sink, and you do that, it cooks really fast.
Yes, it does.
And you start seeing the benefits of the clay retaining the steam and the natural pressure. And also, when you soak this in water beforehand, it becomes naturally non-stick. You can ask MEC about that. I don't know how to explain it, to be honest. But that's what we do. Do you have anything else to add to that, Mine? I have a few things that are important to go over, but to conclude that part of the video, is there anything else you want to say?
I just love making beans. I buy dry beans.
This is our bean pot.
Yes.
We eat a lot of beans.
Mm-hmm.
We eat a whole food plant-based. I am going to get some recipes for you guys.
Yeah.
My wife is a certified
whole food plant-based nutritionist.
Yep. And food coach. And so I get super spoiled with food, thanks to her behind the camera.
And I love beans.
And she loves beans and potatoes. So that's why we have this. So just a few disclaimers when you first buy it. They have to be used like 4 or 5 times with like soupy type things, food with oil in it. Don't go crazy with these things when you first get them.
Not oil in it, fatty foods.
No, natural oils in the food.
Oh, in the food. Okay, it's just when you
Don't
say
add
oil,
oil.
you might, yeah.
Not cooking oil. It doesn't do any good for you.
No.
So make sure you break it in the right way that they say, and give it 10 or 11 times before you expect it to do what it's supposed to. This is an electric stove. Gas has a natural heat. It has stable temperatures. Electric. This is gas's temperature. This is electric. I'm gonna get hot and cool off, and I'm gonna crack your pot now. So always use like a Simmermat with electric, and you couldn't do contact on electric anyway with these. And gas has a radiant heat, whereas electric is a surface contact heat. So it puts all the pressure through here. So, on gas you might use a 2.5 or 3, but on medium, 5.5 for electric. You have to find your own. Don't take my advice. And also don't start off steaming your food. Make sure you cook the kind of food that they recommend. Clay pots are great at steaming because you put a little water in there that doesn't get up in your food. It absorbs the water in the wall, then re-emits it back into the food with far infrared heat. Gently cooks your food instead of something that has to have a ton of water, a ton of steam. If you're using tap water, you're getting chemicals boiled into your food, and you're using near infrared heat from the stainless steel, so it's a world of difference. But don't try that at the beginning because they're not ready for it. So that's basically what you do to get them to cook faster, especially when you're using an electric stove. Soak them for 5 or 10 minutes with hot water first from the tap. Rinse it out, do your stuff, and then whatever amount of water you have left that you still need to add in pretty hot water, and you're off and running. Do you have anything else to say, Mina?
No.
And she's dying to get some food videos for you, but she won't get on camera. So I'm going to have to do them, unfortunately. And
until we get a tripod.
Okay, until we get a tripod. But we will get some recipes. We'll start with some beans or oatmeal or something and get some curry. But we do have the world's best oatmeal recipe.
Yes, we do.
I created it.
Yes, you did.
I've never seen one better or tasted one better. So
we'll
have to work on that next. I need to actually go buy the ingredients first. Pomegranate powder. We don't have pomegranate powder.
Oh, yeah, pomegranate.
It's expensive.
Very.
We just don't want to buy it.
A town talk.
We have a discount food store. Anyway, end this video. End it now. Bye.